I'm going to attempt to film this video without crying, but this is the most exciting video that I will drop this entire year on YouTube, because a few months ago, I got my one true dream of being accepted into the EA Creator Network, and I genuinely never thought that I'd be able to make a video like this, but For Rent is the first expansion pack to come out since I became an EA creator, and they sent me the pack early, which honestly blows my mind, and I'm so grateful to them. But I have a little HeppiSims watermark floating around my screen on my game, which you'll see when we get into the video. But I've watched so many early access videos since becoming a part of Sims YouTube in 2020 whilst I was still in lockdown, and I have always wanted, since being a creator, to have my little name floating around. And it happened. So I want to do a world review today of Tomarang, which is the For Rent world that is coming out on the 7th of December. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer that this is not the final copy, so they will be doing bug fixes, and the people who get the pack on the 7th will not have this version. But I haven't had many problems with it, so especially in a world review, there's nothing that can go wrong. So let's just dive into it. Welcome to the Sims 4 For Rent expansion pack. I will never get over how little I like that name. I still wish it was Property Paradise, but it would be shortened to Sims 4 PP, and I kind of understand why they didn't go for that. I still think it's a better name than For Rent, but that's not what we're here to discuss. Welcome to the world of Tomarang. This is the world map, and it only has 9 lots, which is a lot less than other expansion packs. The recent ones that we've got have all been 12 lots, and then if you go way back to Windenburg, that had 18 lots, I think, maybe even more than that. So this is considerably smaller than most of the recent expansion packs that we've got, but I don't actually think that it's too big a problem, because I'm kind of seeing For Rent as a little bit like Seasons. And if you remember Seasons, it doesn't come with a world, because they kind of took the tact that Seasons changes every single world, every single gameplay, every single build that you ever do because of the element of Seasons that comes with it. And I almost think that For Rent and the fact that we now have units does the same. It changes every single lot to be able to have 6 units on it with a maximum occupancy in each unit of 8 Sims. So that means that every single lot that you ever build on now can have a maximum of 48 Sims. And that's not including the fact that they've also given us a cheat so that we can have more than 6 units on a lot. So they've devised it as 6 units for the laptops and the consoles and the not new computers, and then the people that have huge computers or really want to do something or want to push it a little bit further, they can use a cheat to unlock the number of lots. But there is still a caveat to that you can only have 100 lots in an entire save. So you can break that up in any way that you want. You can have 10 lots with 10 units, you can have 5 lots with 20 units, however you want to do it, but it is capped at 100 units per save, which means that you could technically make a 100 unit prison. If you so chose, you could, but that means that you wouldn't then be able to make any other units on any other lots. So use that as you want, but I'm really glad that they've included that, because it means that people can play out their ideals if you have like an 8 street lot that you want to create, which kind of leads me to my first issue. And as I'm writing this, Twitter has got their hands on this picture. They have leaked this map, and people are not happy. They're not happy with the 9 lots, which I kind of understand, but if you really look at it, 9 lots doesn't make that much of a difference when you've got units. The thing that they and me are kind of upset about is that 40 by 30, this one up here, is the biggest lot we have for this pack. And you would think in a release that is literally geared at having multiple different houses on one lot, you would have bigger ones to work with, so that you could have 6 different houses that are big and good size, and you can create streets and community areas and gardens and things. For one house, usually 40 by 30 is plenty of space. For Horse Ranch, maybe not so much, but for something like this, 40 by 30 is all that you need. But when you're then putting 4 or 5 or 6 lots, or even 7 or 8 with the cheat, it does not give you a lot of space, and people are upset about this, and I do understand that. You'll also see that there are quite a few empty lots. So we've got 3 empty lots in total. We have 1 starter home. This is an empty starter home that you can move your sim straight into, and that is the only one that's there. We then also have this house, which is occupied, and then we have 2 lots that have units. So this one up in the Moranson district, that has 2 lots, and then you live with the property owner, which is this, I'm going to say this really wrong, Karaputri household. They're the property owner, and so you would rent from them, and it's $65 a day. And then down in the Ko Sarp neighborhood, I really hope I'm saying these right, you have a 3 unit unit lot, which has 2 families already in there and then 1 that you can move into, which is again $65 a day, but it gives you 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Down here, we also have a little Screaming Gecko lounge, which I still need to check out, so I want to do that today. And then there's all this walkable area, and you'll see that it even extends out to here, which if I move my camera, takes us to one of the explorable areas. This cave you can actually walk into, and then it has those pop-ups that come in Jungle Adventure, Oasis Springs. They've done it a few times now, but yeah, there's a little cave section there, which is Southeast Asian inspired, which is really fun, that your Sims can go to. And this, all down here, is swimmable area. And then up here, we have a really, really beautiful walkable area, which is the night market that you might have seen in the gameplay trailer. This actually looks way better than I expected, and I really enjoyed hanging out here, which I didn't think I would. And finally, we have the national park. Let's go explore some of these lots. I'm gonna start in Koh Sarp, and we're gonna start with this one here, which is the occupied family home of the Bun Ma family. This is their house. It's a 1-story bungalow with a little bit of color and these new wall tiles that we got, but you'll notice it is in the heart of a bunch of trees by the beach and is so pretty. I'm gonna say it. This world is coming close to Sulani and how much I love the world. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It really sets the scene of the area. I have been really fortunate to go to Thailand and Indonesia, and I think it feels very like that. And it feels like they got real insight of people that have either lived there or come from there to make this world, and I think that really shines through. You've got little beaches that you can walk into, you can wade in this water. But back to this house, and you may be wondering if there are any EA creators who built for this pack, and the answer is no, no one did. We've been told by the gurus that because they were working on the new lot and unit system, they kept it all in-house because they didn't want to confuse people, and they also wanted it on a certain release schedule. I don't know what the hurry was for this release schedule, but they were very certain that they wanted things to not take too much time, and that is why we haven't had any EA creators. It's a bad thing and a good thing. For a builder like me, I absolutely love renovating EA creations, and I've kind of been missing that with the last few releases because the houses have been so beautiful, I haven't known what to do with them. Not a problem here, and you will see why. They really show that they've been made in-house, and for me, I'm really excited for that, but if you are not a builder, you're gonna notice it. It's really kind of obvious. It is not as bad as some of their first worlds, I will say that, and I haven't noticed any problems like missing bathrooms or doors to nowhere or staircases, but it is definitely a step down from the EA creations that we have been used to in the previous expansion packs. I'm excited for it. You might not be if you're just a game player. Having said that though, this family home is not the worst one we're going to go to. It actually has a lot of stuff in it, and it feels very right for the area and the family that lives there. And I have to say the landscaping of this, even though it is an EA build, is really nice. They've got a lot of terrain paint. They've actually given us a lot of landscaping. One of the problems with EA builds is that they have a set number of items that they can use, which is why some of the wall colors stay the same all the time, and it's just reduces the items so that people on old laptops can play. And this is a lot of landscaping, and I think it really brings to the area because of all the rest that we've got. It would be kind of weird if there was nothing around the house, but I think it just really fits in. This is the 20 by 20 empty lot that we've got. It is absolutely stunning with this little jetty into the sea that you can fish from, and this absolutely aquamarine sea. I'm obsessed with the color of this water. 20 by 20 is not a lot of space, but I think the scenery of this means that you can make some absolutely beautiful, secluded beach house, beachfront houses in the style of Tomarang and the style of Southeast Asia. I think it's perfect. I will also take this time to say that there are a bunch of stock houses. These are the ones that you just see plonked down. They've got nothing inside them. You can't go in them. You can't get near them. And I think they're really inspiring. Something like this, I could see being really fun to recreate with the new items and then make it functional. This is the 30 by 20 empty lot, which has its own looks to be private beach next to it. So you can make something really fancy here. But because of where it's situated and all of these stock houses here, it is in a bit of a busier area. So you can maybe play on that a little bit as well. Over to the lounge now, and this is the first of 2 community lots. We've got a new bar set and new bar stools for them to eat and drink from, as well as the new tables and these absolutely beautiful overhead lanterns. And this one even showcases the new hot tub, and I love that we have a hot tub just randomly in a lounge because a few different things can happen. I mean, my Sim's currently talking to flirty people, so I don't know what's going on here. And there is also an upstairs to it, which is absolutely ginormous. I just love how it's light and breezy with barely any glass, and it's just a cool little place to hang out, especially at night. And finally for Koh Sapa, we we have this 3-unit residential lot, and once you click into a lot, you get this little diagram which looks very like the Samai Shuno apartment diagram, and you can then click and see how big each lot is and where you want to go, and that will determine what is loaded in when you get there. This is the front of the lot building, and I think they've done an incredible job in making it look realistic. I genuinely think this might be one of my favorite builds they've ever given us, especially again with all this landscaping. It just really fits in with the world around it. And this house is big. It's on a 20 by 30, but you really don't notice because there is so much space here. Because I decided to visit this apartment, only this apartment furniture is showing. So anyone from this apartment or the upstairs, you don't see their furniture, but you will see them walking in and out and then being in the communal areas. There's this little communal garden back here with the new offering place where you can leave fruit and incense. This is a little starter apartment. So you've got a small kitchen with a new rice cooker and the new kettle in. We've got a huge bathroom, way bigger than it needs to be. And then their living room space. And then back here is the master bedroom, which does not have a lot of stuff in. It is very clearly showing the EA created aspect of it. And there's just a little bunk bed as well if the person was to have children. Now, one of the new features is that you can click a door and click visit unit or switch control to this household, which is new. I think will be coming in base game. I'm not sure yet. It makes it a lot easier because you don't have to go traveling and then go back down into the unit. But to change unit or to switch control to household, there is a bit of a loading screen, which I know some people are really upset about, and it was a little bit surprising to me. When I took a step back and I thought about it, it made sense. I'm hoping it's quicker than usual because they do have some elements of the lot already loaded. So it's not too long of a load screen, but it definitely is noticeable. And I think if you have mods or a whole load of packs installed, it probably will get worse than what I just experienced because I just have base game and for rent. Now that we're loaded in, we can see the second unit, which is a little bit bigger and a lot more open plan. I think it's really nice though. I love the use of color. However, this one does have a lot of base game in it, which is always upsetting for me because I feel like they never use enough of their new items when they're making houses. I don't know what their obsession with huge bathrooms is, but this one's really taking it. It's massive. This unit's only a 1-bedroom, so we've got this quite busy master bedroom. I'm not sure on the color choices, but someone might like it. And finally for this lot, this is the biggest unit. It's on the 2nd floor and they've got a lot of space. This is actually an absolutely ginormous family home. There's a massive children's room, a really huge kitchen, which looks so good with that new tile. I'm not really a tile person, but I really like this one. These are one of the new window settings, which I think is really cool to make that into a feature, especially with this new little poster we've got. And this property really perfectly shows off the new roof tile. I think this is absolutely gorgeous and just perfect for the brown wood tones that we've got new and the entire feel of the area. I really love this new roof swatch. It comes in absolutely incredible colors, and we finally have some pretty colors. We've got pinks and purples and blues, and I just love how colorful this whole pack is. Now over to the other half of the map. This is the second neighborhood, Moran Song. There are 4 lots here. We'll start with the starter home. Feels like a good place. Initially, you'll be thinking, this looks great. I love it. It's really colorful. It's got that absolutely beautiful new fencing that we've got. But when you get in, you'll notice it's very EA. This is the entirety of the downstairs. We've got this base game kitchen here with pretty much everything base game. I want to say there's barely any of the new items. We've got a tiny little living room, not even a TV for them, and completely open space here that you could put a table in if you wanted for a computer maybe. And then you go upstairs and we've again got this medium wall height. I can't stand medium wall height. I'm sure you're probably in the same boat, but I really find it difficult to make look good. A tiny little landing which goes onto their actually small bathroom this time. And then we've got this massive master bedroom which has 4 items in it. It doesn't even have curtains. I've noticed this through a bunch of their builds, but why are they using the big ones when we have the base game small ones? They could have made it look so much lighter in area by just using these ones. I'm not sure why they didn't. They're even the same price, so I don't really understand, but that is the entire house that you get for your starter home money of 18,000 simoleons. From the outside, it's not too bad, and it is in this absolutely beautiful part of town, which is so busy. So you could definitely put a few townhouses on there that all link up and then have their own entrances. I think that would be really cute, and it would really in keep with these stock houses that I was talking about. But this is a really nice area of town. At night, it's even more special because this all lights up, and these are the market stalls. I think there are 3 or 4 actual usable market stalls, and the other ones can't be touched. I don't think I can fully convey how vibey this part of town is. It really shocked me because I was very skeptical about about how different they could make the festivals of Tomarang to the festivals of San Myshuno and city living. I kind of thought it was regurgitating the same thing of a city lifestyle, but I was really pleasantly surprised. You can buy different things. You can actually eat at these tables here, which I thought was so cool, that your sim can sit down, they can get a drink from one stall, they can get their food from a different stall, and then they can sit with someone here and eat. And it extends all the way through this area, all the way through here, and then also all the way through this little corner. So it really feels like a bustling town. Honestly, one of my favorite surprise things of this pack. Moving on to the national park, can you even spot where the lot is though? I feel like this blends in absolutely perfectly. It is on this square here, but it fits in the way that the floor tile is, the trees that they've used, almost to the point where I never want to change this or renovate it or put anything else on here in any way because it just wouldn't look the same. But this, like most other parks, is just a place for your sims to hang out. Obviously my sim is currently grilling, there's some places to sit. There's this little really cool section here where you could just be a little bit like reminiscent of your life. I have to say though, for a park, it has the least amount of skill building items or things to do I've seen of most parks. The ones in base game worlds have chessboards and playgrounds and fishing spots, and this doesn't have anything like that. It does just have the grill. However, off lot, there is an entire koi pond, which in live mode actually has koi swimming around in. I think that's really cute. I don't know if it makes up for the lack of skill building items, but this whole area is stunning and I don't think anyone can deny that. Now, I'm just gonna zoom over to the 40 by 30 lot. This is what it looks like. This is your space that you've got. So it's on this rock face. So there aren't any beaches here, but you do have the beautiful views over the sea. I do like that it's landscape though, or this orientation, because you could definitely put a few houses on here all next to each other, just like the ones down here that all use this pavement. I think that could look really good. And finally, the last house is this 2-unit apartment block. The unit at the bottom is the unoccupied one, and then upstairs is where the property owner lives. This is what it looks like from the outside. It is actually next to a little playground here, so if you did want to have children, this would be a perfect lot for you to start off in. And over here, you might remember if you saw any of the trailers, this is actually where the tiger sanctuary is. So you can click on it and click visit, and then your sim will go to the tiger sanctuary. It's one of those, you walk in there, you get some pop-ups, your sim comes back out, and I think it's mostly at night. You can break into it at night, and then there's a whole kind of lore around that, because who wants to break into a tiger sanctuary at night if you don't know what you're doing? But again, it is a rabbit hole, which I'm sure you were all expecting, but tigers, safari, I would be up for that in a future release. And this is your starter unit apartment, a tiny little living room with a tiny telly here. We've got a kitchen back here, which goes on to this communal space, just a one single bed right at the front, and then this bathroom as well. There's also this room, which you actually access from the outside. I think this is very related to being a landlord. So these are the things that can go wrong with the fuse box or with the water and can kind of cause havoc if you're a tenant or if you're a landlord for your tenants. And for the final place, this is the top unit where the property owner lives. It's a little bit bigger. They've got a couple of bedrooms, a big bathroom, living room, and a really ginormous kitchen. You might like this unit and go, oh, just evict the property owner, easy. It is unfortunately not that easy to get control of a unit that has a property owner. You've actually got to play them, make them sell the unit before you can then buy it, which is something that I don't like because I wish I could do it all from Managed Worlds. But yes, you do have to play them if you want to buy a property that already has a property owner that's got hold of some of the units. I don't know if they'll fix that or if they'll change it, but that's currently how it works. And that is the entire world, all of the lots that we've got, all of the new units, how it's all broken down, and my thoughts on it. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like Tomarang? Is 9 lots too few? Did they split it up in the right ways with the right amount of community lots versus residential? Are there too few units? I think I could kind of say there are too few units. I really want to know what you think, and I am so excited that I managed to make this video with early access. So thank you for coming along for my first ever video as an EA creator. This is really special. I will be making more YouTube videos on For Rent and with early access, so make sure you're subscribed for that, and thank you so much for watching.